Hi, welcome to Glebe TV. Today I'd like to introduce you to Marie Riley, who is our local orchid grower down here in Gloucestershire. Today we're coming to see exactly how they've grown, and later on we'll be advising you on some great tips to keep those orchids looking well in the house. Let's talk a bit more about these orchids that we're visiting today. Fabulous quality, and that's the most important thing. Maria, myself and Dave have come today to have a look and just see how well they're growing under this fantastic controlled environment. As you can see, I'm absolutely surrounded by these fantastic colourful plants, all grown under these conditions. What I would like to do is just give you a few tips and hints on the success of how to keep them looking well. Firstly, I keep going on about this, but it is great to see this lovely product. By the way, this nursery is only one of 2 orchid growers left in the country, which I think is a great shame, but that's life. So the important things here are quality, 2 stems, a large pot, not these very small pots that you so often see in supermarkets. And that product is just purely grown for a price. Well, here, as you know at Glebe, we'd like to offer you quality at a value price, and it certainly helps with dealing with a grower in the UK to help keep these green market costs down. The important thing really is, if you can imagine, these actually are grown naturally in forests in very humid conditions, and the root system is almost, as you can see, is an aerial root, and this absorbs the moisture, not necessarily so much out of the compost, but out of the humidity that's around them, as they mainly grow on rotted vegetation and trunks. The 2 real points that I wish to make are, first of all, temperature, which needs to be kept fairly constant. Ideally no less in the coolest parts of 15, ideally 17 centigrade, and if you can, if it's at all possible, no more than about 23 centigrade. This is crucial. Sometimes that's difficult, but if you can keep them there and thereabouts, it's great. And secondly, the other important point is watering. Watering needs to be done ideally with rainwater, much softer. As you can imagine, when they're growing in the wild, that's all they get, and it does keep them looking so much better. Techniques of watering, as I've learnt even myself today just a bit more, you can plunge them. If you do plunge, only plunge for about 30 seconds into 2 or 3 inches of water, lift out and let them free drain. You can also water from the top, again, but please use room temperature water, that is crucial. And watering from the top over the compost is fine. There are lots of easy feeds to use to keep that a constant as well. So that is going to prolong the life of your flowering orchid. Finally, I'd just like to mention pot covers. It's crucial that the orchids remain in these clear pots, but then that's not necessarily very pretty in the home. So we do sell pot covers, and these, you need to buy ones that are specially designed for the orchid market, because air around the root system is crucial, and also underneath. So you will find that in the store we do have specially orchid pot covers, and it is very useful to use those just to further encourage the success of your plant. Hope you've enjoyed today the short but brief informal discussion or advice that we're giving today on orchids, but we're bringing a load of them home with us this very day, so they'll be in store from tomorrow. Thank you.